Thank you for that lovely intro there from our audio boys, and good evening and welcome everybody. If the music hasn't already given you a bit of a prompt on where we're going tonight, we will be at Monza for Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champion Series, proudly sponsored by Race Command and MatchFit Entertainment. It is round 8. We are at Monza, which has been just kindly named tonight the Monza Fezztival because everyone's driving a Ferrari. As always, MatchFit Entertainment bringing you the broadcast, which means myself, Davo, J-Man on one side, and Rusty Shackerwood on the other. Good evening, gentlemen.
Yeah, good evening, Davo. Good evening, Rusty. How are we all?
Good evening, boys. Yep, good to be with you here, just north of Milan, here in Monza. And we were talking a little bit off air before the race started tonight, before the stream started. I was having a little discussion with some of the drivers, and we all commend the league for being one of the cleanest sim racing leagues out there. Very few reported incidents. We all expect that to go completely down the toilet tonight.
Oh, you should,
at turn 1 at Monza,
yes.
And our unblemished record shall become blemished.
We have a fleet of tow trucks parked down.
Yes, we do.
Just off camera in
We don't even have tow trucks, just car carriers,
mate.
Just push them all on.
This is look. I've been explaining it to some of my non-sim racing friends over the last few days. It is going to be chaos, we suspect. But look,
home of the bear attack, I believe, Davo.
But funny. Like I've been saying that all week, and then now I look at these boys and their times in pre-race practice, boys. And the top speed of this thing, mate, these things, they've got them hooked up here at Monza tonight, mate.
They have very, very close, and we're seeing that, as per usual, the big hitters always rise to the top. And I just got to pick up on something that I've just seen live right now. And if I am stand corrected, I think I saw Stu Aerosmith do this last week. Obviously, Stewie coming off the back of a very successful round last week, going 1-1. But he has once again, as I saw last week, tucked himself in behind the 333 car of Vic Chan. And albeit Stewie's in the carrot-coloured car, that is a carrot up in front of him.
It's a good call. It's a good call, Davo, J-Man, pardon me. Especially here at Monza, you can pick up so much time on the two straights here at Monza. Foot flat. What's a foot flat around here? About 89% of the lap or something ridiculous like that.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot.
And foot flat equates to a serious time too, mind you. What did you guys just call in the speed traps on these things? It's
286.
289, as Shane Fodderday was an official practice, was the quickest terminal speed of any of these Ferraris. Obviously, as you mentioned, Rusty, they're all in the same car. But clearly, Slambo really got this thing slippery tonight and grabbing that extra. I would call a 285, 286 average, but yeah, saw Slambo go as fast as 289 already. So there you go, John Carter 286.
John Carter with a 48.4, by the way, puts himself top of the charts ahead of Stu Aerosmith. Vic Chan's at a 48.7. I did a little bit of a recce run. The 777 guys, the 777 team guys, you'll be pleased to know, they had the team car here ready for the corporate track days following tomorrow out here at Monza. So I took a little spin in that for about half a dozen laps, and I can tell you it's a very fun car to drive. I will be looking very closely tonight at Variante Ascari because this car going through those curbs, it's life and death. On that first right-hander of the chicane at the front, I found the front right can really kind of track in that curb like a gutter, and it can kind of get locked in there and really unsettle the car and make it hard for you to get back online. So the driver's going to have to be very wary of that. And it's got a real love-hate relationship with curbs, this thing. It's a knife edge. If you can kiss the curbs and get through there cleanly, like say at turn 1, swoop it in late apex, get on the gas nice and early, you can get a little bit taily in these things. It doesn't worry them too much. But if you can just kiss those curbs nice and gently, then you'll be fine. If you put half a tyre width too far to the left or right, you can find yourself in big trouble.
Yeah, okay. Well, there you have it. So Ascari going to be one of the focal points of tonight's racing with the approach as well. I just did see, I was obviously still watching the little bit of strategic play going on between Stewie Arrowsmith and Vic Chan. Now, Vic Chan at the second chicane there just got that wrong. It'll be another one that'll be a point of contention, a passing opportunity out of the second chicane before they come into the first of the Lesmos. I think that's going to be a hot spot tonight,
For
Rusty.
sure.
Davo?
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And look, if you haven't already noticed, guys, we are in qualifying and winding down towards the end of qualifying. Only a little under 4 minutes to go here now.
Arrowsmith's parked it, by the way.
Yeah, with
so
48.3.
48.3, not too shabby. Carter still out on track, up on his Delta. Look, pretty well everybody down. Lucas Saar up on their Deltas at the moment. As we see, I think that's John McDonald just across the line as well.
Yeah, 48.9.
So with a 48.977. So yeah, plenty going on here. Right.
Chan is a good 2 or 3 tenths up on his Delta, which would put him very close to Arrowsmith, potentially pipping John Carter for P2.
Yeah, but that's a big lap from Arrowsmith coming off the back of a very successful round last week. Now, humble is the man. He took it in his stride and thanked everybody for acknowledging his accolades last week. However, what a statement it'll be if Stewie Arrowsmith can actually turn up here in the same equipment tonight and really, just really show these guys that are his mates. These are his compadres and all things sim racing on a Thursday night.
And peers, yes.
Yeah, and peers. So to go out there and say, hey guys, I think 2024 is my year, and it bodes well going into what will be the GT3s after this series. I think Stewie's, as I mentioned, he's doing a lot of good sim racing around the traps at the moment. We get to see plenty of him, get to call him plenty at the moment because he's clearly put himself amongst the winner's circle. So well done to Stewie.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, in a really good bit of form at the moment is Arrowsmith, J-Man, and look, really shining in not only this platform but others. We call him around the traps a little bit, but he's parked it. He's pretty happy. Chan across the line there.
And look at the margin between Chan and Carter.
It's still not over.
I was just going to say that because of Arrowsmith's out of the box victory last week, double round victory, winning both races.
Oh, Carter with a mistake. Sorry to interrupt
Carter
there.
blew it. He was well up too. Sorry, Rusty.
No, you're right. Because of Arrowsmith's kind of coming out double victories last week, that has now put him, I'm just looking at the season standings, that has put him, before we calculate the drop round, at third, 2 points ahead of John Carter. So these two are third and fourth. This is now a legitimate battle for third and fourth in the championship.
Absolutely.
But only 10 points behind Shane Fotido for second too. So
yep.
Obviously Vic Chan, probably 20 something, maybe 30 something points further up the road, and you would expect Vic Chan to keep doing Vic Stappen things out there. However,
of course.
The competition's getting tight. It's getting hot. Chan, what's he doing? He looks like so he's he's just dropped a couple of tenths. So he was looking on the money. Stewie may have
will get one more crack at it. Vic will get one more crack at it.
Okay. Yeah, he's just coming down to Parabolica now.
So
the 585 car of Shane Fotido about to commence another lap as well. Sorry, David.
Yeah. So camera's on Steve Melling at the moment, who has got a very healthy Delta at the moment.
Chan's bringing it in the pits. Sorry, Davo. Chan's bringing it in the pits. That's his quali done. Settling for P2.
Yeah, 3.5, 3.7, 4 tenths up now for Steve Melling. Very, very quick.
Well, this will put him in front of McDonald and quite possibly Jacques as well. So
gets a good run through Ascari, not bumping around too much. Gets the power down nice and effectively.
Yeah, bled a little bit of speed off there, but still showing a good enough Delta, definitely to put himself in 6th position.
Critical here, Parabolica. Get on the gas nice and early. Ease it
Tucks
on.
it in tight.
Playing with it. Yep.
Yeah, we're seeing guys hang out wide early and cut back. Steve opts for the narrow in, wide out, and carries around just under 5
Yeah, nice short run to the line there. There it is. 6th position in front of John McDonald. John McDonald packed it away. That is qualifying over there for those two drivers, guys. So nice work from Melling. J-Man.
Damien Jones just looking for a slight improve, just hovering right on the cuff there.
Yeah,
It's actually giving me a red delta, so I'm just wondering if there's a track cut in there.
I think just in the early phases of the race there, in the second chicane, J-Man. So yeah, he's out of that lap. Wilton coming across the line slightly up on his delta, probably not enough to make any difference here. Maybe on Turner, maybe not. No gain there. So Wilton putting it.
I think that's it. I think we're done.
Putting it on the top 10 there from Wilton. So yeah, nice work all the same. Good. Obviously good to see Farmer back. We know his in real life workload is pretty hectic. So yeah, good work to see Farmer. Also Melling, I'd probably stand out there actually. Jones and Melling. Damien Jarkus and Steve Melling there. Standouts in qualifying there, guys. While these guys get set up to go onto track, let's have a look at the points.
Yeah, and just as we bring up that screen, I just want to mention too, Aerosmith, the business was done kind of sector 1 for him. However, Steve Wilton, albeit finishing that qualifying on P10, did get the fastest first sector versus John Carter's best second sector. So interesting stats. But as you see the graphic come up, and as aforementioned by Rusty Shackelford, very, very tight up the top. Vic Chan, 11.56 points with obviously this round and one more to go. And then Shane Fodder, 11.22. And as you mentioned, Stewie Aerosmith sitting in third, 10.32. So 1,032 points. So, like you mentioned, drop round's going to be real interesting because looking at Shane, he's been very, very consistent. So he's going to probably drop the Hungaro ring or maybe Zandvoort. I'm not sure which one is the worst, but John Carter, 1,030 points, 2 points behind for that podium spot.
Well, I think you'll find just a very quick calculation, J-Man, in regards to the drop round. If you'll just look, I'm pretty sure we can say that round 1, the Nürburgring, is Aerosmith's drop round because he had a did not start.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, nothing against John Carter. He's had a fantastic season. But I think you'll find if you look through the results, I think it's I think that the fact that we haven't calculated the drop round may be flattering this a little bit.
Yeah.
Aerosmith's lowest result for the season has been a 7th. 5th, 6th, 5th, 4th, 4th, 3rd, 7th, and then back-to-back victories. And now he's on pole again. It just shows what a victory can do for a fella, doesn't it? Like, all of a sudden, you belong at the front of the field.
Hey, guys, let's not put the bloody commentator's curse on him before the freaking race.
Well, to back it up with a pole is the best result so far that he could have achieved.
For sure.
But Steve Melling out of the, effectively, the Pro-Am class and GD3 racing, and P5 outright shows the consistency of the man. I was looking at the data earlier on. The last 4 races, or 2 rounds, or 4 race starts, has made a top 10 in the last 4 starts on the grid. So last 2 rounds is top 10. So he's really proving his worth. And that battle there, P5 and P6 level pegging with Nev Shields. Now, Nev Shields is doing a great job, and he's hovering around that consistent 10th place finish. If you look at the averages, he's about the 10th place sort of car. He's doing a great job on consistency up there. Now, Steve Rees, obviously, we've seen the performance of this guy early on the piece, but however, lost him in the previous round. Doesn't appear to be around tonight.
It's a shame.
So, Wilton in there after Rees, Martin, P9, and Phil Turner rounds out the 10. However, we still have got names in there. Kenny Simpson, obviously missing Scotty's Rivers tonight, but John McDonald will make some good inroads towards the 10 tonight. So will Damien Jones.
He's been in great form, Jones, specifically the last couple of races.
Definitely.
Really good results.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. Hovering around that 5th to 7th sort of position is a great effort in this field. And good to see Brad Robertson back. Hasn't made the previous 2 rounds, so missed the last 4 races in a row.
The limited program guys, always welcome. Dip in.
100%.
It's the nature of this championship too, isn't it? The
Race of
Champions. It's a little bit different. It's what we do to keep our eye in before we kind of get back to the big jam.
For sure. And look, we must thank ASR, obviously, for, delivering, a series like this, guys, tonight here at Monza. In the ROC, we run a standard, 2 30-minute with a compulsory pit stop race. But look, we really got to do. We have to thank Asrnz for just. The concept is brilliant. Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions has just been brilliant for us, obviously, in the comms box to watch. It's sponsored by Race Command and Matchfit Entertainment, as usual, and the boys are lining up again. I think they're just rolling away for their formation lap now.
We really have seen some top class racing. Dave.
Oh, we have. It's really shaken the field up. So the concept being 8 tracks, 8 cars, have to drive a different car on each week. Doesn't matter where you drive it, but over the series, you've got to drive a different car. And so there's been this long strategy game we've seen with the boys and just going, oh, I don't like that track. I think I don't need this car, or I do like that, and it's been a talking point the whole time. And we really have seen some mixed up racing, which is perfect for us guys in the comms box here.
Oh, absolutely. With the exception of tonight, because it's the same make. It's the
Ferrari
Challenge
exactly
488.
Right. It's the Fezztival. Rusty.
It's the
Fezztival, of course.
At Monza.
At Monza.
100%.
And what better place to have it? The gelatos will be out, mate. Look, everybody will be happy. It'll be going off. So,
just wondering what I think the boys in the production van, as you know, they like to sample the local delicacies wherever this roadshow at Asrnz heads to. And right now I've been told that they're dipping into the salami, the fresh salami, and they've got big bowls of pasta out there with a nice ragu on, apparently. So that's what the boys are into, plus a little bit of Zambuca.
A bit of Zambuca, yeah. Well, that will bite you. The Italian version of the Jägermeister, I think, that one.
I think so, something like that.
Just picking up, guys, by the looks of things. Does very much look like we've got Brad Robertson starting from pit lane for this one too.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, it looks like Fotido is in pit lane, if I'm not mistaken, also.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Oh, no, we've got a bunch of... I'm seeing Jacques in pit lane as well.
Jacques has gone back as well. So, interesting to note. Wonder if we're just going to...
Wonder if we've had some kind of
we've had some server... Yeah, back of house issues there. Some techie issues.
Definitely lots going on.
Send the pigeon out. Let's send the old homing pigeon out. We can see what's going on here as the boys start to form up. But there is a few gaps, clearly, with Fotido and Damien Jones up the pointy end of the field, out of that formation as they head towards the Parabolica.
Yes. We'll just have to see what those 3 cars do at the start of this race. But Fotido from the pits, that's a big upset, guys.
Oh, look, to be brutally honest, starting from the pits here is almost a strategy at Monza, So it might work really well in their favour too.
It could be on purpose, you think?
I don't know if you would do it, but it's a possibility.
Well, as long as you can sort of get past the tow trucks early, like T1. So... As the boys form up here, ladies and gentlemen, we have Arrowsmith, Vic Chan, John Carter, and Melling pretty well in the top 4 there in Asrnz's 2024 Race of Champions, brought to you by Race Command and Matchfit Entertainment. It is round 8.
Oh, drive through for car 7.
7 straight away.
So that's McDonald and Steve Melling for out of position.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So those cars in pit lane really threw them off.
It has definitely.
We have got movement in the pit lane. Stu Arrowsmith on the big defensive line down into 1.
So 3 wide there, nearly, with Melling, McDonald, and Saar. Guys, Arrowsmith and Chan away with Carter. But
another drive through.
Damien Jones speeds on that pit lane. When he was leaving for the start of this race.
So big mix-ups really early on here.
Massive.
Look, we expected some drama, guys, but we didn't expect this type of drama. We're looking for the standard T1 stuff. But no. We got Vaughan Martin just sneaking past Nev Shields there at the moment as well.
Arrowsmith already looking to step out on Vic Chan here. You wouldn't have thought you'd hear that at the start of the season, but he's starting to try and break it. Vic knows what he's doing, and he's going to be very hard to shake.
That is a hard ask there as we look. Phil Turner with plenty of heat from Wilton, Martin, and Shields. That might be Kenny Simpson tucked on the back of that as well. Look at him come down here.
Yeah, they're lining up behind Melling and McDonald.
Now, Melling at least has got a drive-through, and McDonald has drive-through.
Yeah,
so it'll be interesting whether these guys are just
wide,
sizing that up.
in the wall.
Saar gets it wrong through Ascari.
It can be really frustrating when you're held up behind guys who hit lane penalties because you feel like, just let me go, just let me go. So you've really got to be patient in those situations.
Down the inside of Wilton? Oh, Wilton and Martin around.
Chan has had a big look at Parabolica on Asrnz. He's right up behind his rear bumper.
Yeah, Asrnz running the inside defensive line. Always a hard place to pass turn 1 at Monza because there's just room for one.
Yep, Vic slots in behind. He's going to try and get the cut back here.
Yeah.
Stu sees it coming, parks it up, pulls it up on the apex a little and just curbs that run. Great driving.
I believe
there was a yellow car in the background.
Yeah, so it was Martin and Wilton got together at Parabolica, and I tell you what, the big winner out of lap 1 in my books would be Phil Turner. As we see the 713 Melling car and the 73 John McDonald car.
Well, Shields and Turner, obviously, and Simpson, mate, with those two guys getting those drive-throughs there. So very unfortunate for those two, Melling and McDonald. But, yeah, it really has gifted Turner, Shields, and Simpson a position. Wilton pretty well holding his own. I don't think he's really changed position there. He's just sort of missed all the drama and he's just holding formation at the moment. So nice work from Wilton.
But there's a definite trio that have broken away at the start of this race, like well comfortably away. So they have got some 5 odd seconds on Phil Turner holding down P4. And look, Carter, Chan and Aerosmith, this is the battle. You got to remember, these are only around half an hour, these races with a mandatory stop. It's going to really hurt big time for the likes of McDonald, Melling, Damien Jones and co that have had to trundle that pit lane twice. I'll try and give you a read on what that drive-through cost those guys. And it did cost them 30 seconds, so half a minute to get that out of the way, guys.
Yep. It's also going to be a recovery race now for Shane Foddado, who qualified P4, is obviously in the running for the championship overall.
Chan just showing intent on Aerosmith, just blows it.
It'll be interesting now. Will he have to give this position up? I feel Stu's a fairly honest guy, and I feel like he will give it up, but I don't think he necessarily had to.
Look,
because they weren't close. Yeah.
Oh, the 227 car, Damien Jones.
Here we go. I'd say he's just letting it go now there. Guys,
I don't know if he's letting this happen. I think this is. I think Vic just got a better run here.
No, I don't know about that.
Beautiful. So look, he went in there in front of Chan. He's come out, backed it up. It's
worthy of addressing the situation. It's not like a readdress, but addressing the situation.
Yeah, no, if anything, a little too honest for Aerosmith.
Yeah. No, well, that's okay. That's okay. And Carter, well, definitely probably wasn't in the equation, so he's left that as situ, so that position. So now he's got the chase on. He's got to chase Chan, and we know how quick Chan is.
It's actually put him at danger here from Carter, who was hanging on to the back.
He actually had a look there down to Ascari, Rusty.
Yeah, Carter did, but it caused him to run wide there a little bit, guys. So Carter probably losing a little bit from that. Vaughan Martin losing a position to Foddado. Now, Vaughan Martin gone back. He was up with, it's Phil Turner and Shields still in situ there.
Martin got into contact.
As we speak, Simpson. We've got Simpson down a couple of positions there.
So Damien Jones too, the pain gets worse. He went to serve that drive-through and actually sped in the pit lane and got another drive-through. So
you can see that clearly on the totem there, ladies and gentlemen. Jones having a shocker tonight. Turner in the pit.
Lucas Saar, Monty King have made their official pit stops too, guys. The one that I didn't actually pick up on too early. And
yes, Turner in the pit. Sorry, guys.
Okay, so that 227 drive-through for speeding is obviously just giving me a reminder. So it appears 8 seconds and 9 seconds respectively for Saar and King. gives them around 41 and 42 seconds out right through the lane to make those official stops.
Just watching Shane Fodderdo make his way through the field, guys. I think that Fodderdo, with 23 minutes to go, is still a chance to get around 4th at this rate. So I'm going to put, Nev Shields under the microscope here and say that Fodderdo's actually racing Nev Shields for P4 at the moment.
Yeah. Look, I tend to agree, Rusty. I'm sure he's got Wilton's measure, and we know Wilton is not really running for championship points, and would probably make that an easy pass, I think, for Shane. Simpson, on the other hand, might be a different story, but definitely chasing Nev Shields there at the moment. Lucas in close contact with Turner.
Yeah, that's
down into 2. Who's that just tucked in behind? That's Mikey King running wide.
That's kind of not legit though, Davo, because Phil Turner is
Turner's been in. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, it is legit because Sarah's in, so that is legitimately for position. So.
Oh, okay, they're both. Yeah. Okay, so we got
Turner
Mikey.
out of 4th position, and Sarah is legit in there, and we know how fast Lucas Sarr can go if he gets something hooked up.
Just getting into the gap between 1 and 2. Sorry, guys. The gap between 1 and 2 is just starting to get into a little bit of dangerous territory now for Asrnz and Carter. The gap is now up to 1.5, which is enough to break any kind of toe down the straight. So now it's going to have to be hard work, and they're going to have to work together to keep Chan in their sights, I think, at this point.
Yeah, well, he just dropped back into the 48s that last lap round versus Stewie's 49.3 and Carter's 49.1. So Stewie in the danger zone right now, about losing touch with P1 and potentially still being under threat from John Carter.
And that's probably why he's losing time, I suspect, as well. When you've got that other car behind you, you're forced to kind of watch your mirrors a little bit. You have to make sure that they're not attacking you too much. And, you have to be defensive just as much as you're offensive. And that's all you need when you're someone like Vic Chan to get away.
That's right. As we just see a Sarr pass Turner and McDonald and Melling pass Jones, I suspect, because Jones will be in the pit lane.
He'll be doing his
second drive-through.
And also, we might just see if we can pick up on a replay of that. McDonald passed Melling as well. I'm sure that might have been team orders there, guys. I know these guys are probably running sister cars and sharing setups at the moment. So these boys, as we just see Melling with, clearly moving out of the road there and allowing McDonald to run. And Melling will use McDonald as a carrot, won't he? And a guide. 100%. And he'll make that work for him.
Yeah, I drove with John McDonald for a number of seasons as a teammate, and he's very encouraging. He'll be potentially, if these guys have got, I'm not sure if they do have a whisper chat now in the days of Discord now, but I remember back in the days of TeamSpeak, he'd coach you through these drives. If something, if you have to fight through from adversity, John McDonald was a great mentor and a great coach, and help you stay positive. And he'll certainly be coaching Steve along.
Oh, for sure. And Melling in a good patch of form as well, as we just see McDonald with a big wriggle, and again into Parabolica. Left hanging wide there. Melling just going, no, it's okay, boss. I'll chase ya.
Yep.
Yeah, we got this. And
just on that, Jay, man, those kinds of races where, something unfortunate happens, you get taken out early, you fight your way back. Often they are the most memorable races that you have. You can often remember those. You tend to look at those more fondly sometimes than podiums and stuff,
Yeah, totally agree, Rusty. I do. They are some of the most challenging nights, but some of the most rewarding at times, especially if you do it, So, to me, it's a big test of a character, Like I love seeing a guy really just hang in there and dig deep and come through.
Yep.
So, no, definitely impressive to watch.
For sure. As we say, what is impressive to watch is we're on board with John Carter at the moment, 8 tenths behind Asrnz there, and just notably into that final chicane there, very wriggly from the Carter car. So clearly pushing hard, right on the limit.
Well, last lap out, Asrnz did his personal best for the race so far. It was 2 tenths quicker than Chan.
Yeah. Now, I'm still stuck on this McDonald Melling battle, and I tell you what, Melling is just glued to the back bumper of McDonald as they come into Ascari.
And
I tell you what,
it's definitely using him as a guide, isn't he?
well, the 713 car looks so much straighter down through the Lesmos at the moment. So John's clearly pushing, but the back end of that Ferrari is not responding. They're not fully in tow with each other at the moment. As far as you can clearly see what he wants from the car, but it's not delivering. So it's allowing Steve to really keep the pressure on.
Definitely.
There's those opposing lines down through Parabolic again. Steve opting for that narrow in, wide out. Was a lot of the cars opt for the sweeping wide line.
Definitely hugs the apex a lot more mid-corner, doesn't he? Because the Parabolic is a funny corner. It's so long. The lines can be vastly different. But, Melling just getting right down up against the ripple strip there.
Stimson exiting the pits, boys.
In mid-corner, but McDonald wide in, wide out. So, vastly different lines there. Chan still running away. Not that far, though, guys. Look, it's a little bit of a chunk, but you can still see the boys in backup shot there.
Yeah, he's got to that 2-second barrier.
Sorry, Jay, man. I was going to say, it's kind of death by 1,000 cuts at the moment. Vic's just taken a tenth a lap, a couple of tenths a lap, and just extending that gap just a tenth or two every lap. It's going to make pit stops even more critical.
And do you think Aerosmith's a little distracted by Carter still, although he's got a bit of a gap there now?
Yeah, I think he's broken that, so now it's just about raw pace, lap to lap, consistency.
48.7 will do that too.
Hit those marks,
48.7 again. He did a 48.7 back to back. Now, Rusty, you mentioned that you took the 777 corporate car out previously and gave it a drive. So I've got a question for you, mate.
Gave it a whipping by the sound.
Gave it a hook tour.
A hook tour. Did you pay particular attention to the track limits? And where I'm going to lead to this is, I've just seen the likes of Carter pushing very, very hard and running incredibly wide out of Ascari. Whether or not I know that these drivers with Assetto Corsa Competizione can lift and negate, I guess, the track cut. But is it going to be a factor here tonight, track cuts?
Not as much as you would think. And the reason is, if you're getting a track cut at Ascari and you're running wide, you don't really want to be there. Like, you're not going faster by doing that.
There's no gain.
No, it usually means that you've hit the apex wrong just before it and you're kind of bouncing around all over the road or something like that. So I thought we'd see many penalties for track cuts tonight. I think the guys will drive straight.
What about the second of the Lesmos? Is that fairly lenient on the exit?
No, you can definitely get a cut there by just running a little bit too wide. But again, the problem there is you really got to be careful of the inside curb. So if you're running too wide there, it's probably because you're hitting that inside curb a little bit too hard, I think, most of the time. So,
Okay, nice insight there, guys.
I don't know, making big inroads to Wilton now too, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely Wilton currently running in 4th position. Frodo definitely making some gains in the 585 Ferrari here. Again, we will thank Asrnz for bringing us all this goodness. It is the 2024 Race of Champions, proudly brought to you by Race Command and Matchfit Entertainment. I think I did call it as round 8, but it's definitely not round 8.
Round 7. Frodo's putting the heat on Wilton right now.
It is round 7, and we are at the Fezztival at Monza here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like and subscribe button. Light up the chat box. We love a chat, guys. We love a chat. So, and hit your notifications. Get involved.
777 Racing in the chat saying that explains the stain on the front seat of the corporate car there. So,
yes.
Yeah, there you go.
But a little too excited at the Fezztival. Now, obviously, Wilton in the lane, also followed in by Vaughan Martin. So both those drivers in the lane be looking for somewhere around that 8 to 9 second stop. Will Wilton, he gets it in 8, give him a total transit time of somewhere around 41, 42 seconds. 41 seconds. Martin will be looking for a similar stop. So where does this bring Steve Wilton out? Okay.
So Wilton.
Okay.
No, Wilton.
No, he's out. Martin's probably going to be the one that's going to come out a little bit worse off. has Lucas Saar and co gone through? Yeah, they have.
Saar's gone through. Saar is now the leader of the stopped cars, which means he is now in P4 provisionally. So he's now fighting with Fodido for that 4th position, I would say.
Oh, there you go.
I've been monitoring the Fodido times, though, while he was chasing down the Wilton, and that car is very comfortable to run in those high 48, low 49 second brackets.
Yep.
So previous to this last 49.2 that he ran a 48.9. So
yeah, that's putting him. Yeah, that's about half a second quicker than Saar and Shields at the moment.
Yep.
Someone had a little excursion there in a sand trap. I didn't quite catch who it was.
Was
It
that
might have been
Turner?
Shields. Could have been Turner in the bright purple one.
Yeah, the bright purple car.
Yep.
Yes, so Turner running strong at the start of this race, but unfortunately just succumbed to a couple of little incidents at the chicanes. He has got the Wilton 43 car. Oh, getting it incredibly wrong out of Ascari, makes the fence on the inside on the exit.
Oh.
Who's that?
Steve Wilton. And now he's about to get rounded up by Mikey King.
Good.
Oh, a lot of damage on that Fezzer too.
Yeah. Oh, and it loses the back end coming into Parabolica, so the balance is gone for Steve Wilton.
Be some suspension damage there.
Yep. Robinson into the lane.
We will just pick up on that Wilton issue there. And yeah, big hit on the fence there, as you can see in the replay. Mikey King rounding him up there.
That's what we talked about, just half a tyre width too far. You
Doesn't
don't really want to be cutting there,
Yeah, he actually pushes wide through the Parabolica, really having to regather that after being over.
Has parked it up.
Oh yeah, it's parked it up actually.
Oh, and an update. Brad Robinson has got the pit strategy wrong. He's come in for a stop and actually gone out and hasn't cleared his stop.
Oh no, he hasn't put fuel in. That's the only thing that can cause that. You have to do at least fuel.
Yeah, and remembering Damien Jacques as well.
It's now stop go 10 for a
he's had 2 stop goes and he still hasn't done a pit stop yet. He's got to come in again. So
oh dear.
I think we may have some hardware issue there actually. It looked like his throttle was stuck, if anything.
Oh, who's that?
That
Wilton?
was really strange. Robertson.
No, Robinson.
No, that's no good.
Wilton's in the wall. That thing is proper bent. That thing's not even moving right now.
So it took a little while, but Monza is starting to claim her pound of flesh as we get towards the end of this race, which she always does.
Yeah, it's Wilton's car. Well, look, I would normally say it looks like a dropped pie, but it's probably like a dropped plate of lasagna at the moment. So
it's like a dropped pineapple fritter.
It's not pretty. So
doesn't look like pineapple fritter I've ever flipped though, Rusty.
McDonald milling into one.
Built to last.
Yeah.
So just pick it up. The campers pick it up on McDonald v Melling down the start-finish straight into one here. Very close for McDonald. Tucked in behind the Melling car at the moment.
Nev Shields is all over the back of Jacques at the moment as well.
So what's happened there? So Melling's back through on McDonald. So McDonald's had an issue because last time I checked, he actually had a little bit of margin on Melling.
Yeah, but like both you guys mentioned, the car doesn't look as comfortable as Melling's car at the moment.
No, it's, I mean, albeit he is weaving, showing the nose to Steve-O. These guys will be having a great time out there battling, but Steve-O's car just looks so much straighter.
It does.
Aerosmith to the pits, guys, if you didn't just call that Rusty, sorry.
Critical pit stop. That gap was out to 4 seconds to Vic Chan, so his main danger now would be John Carter, who was about a little bit under 2 seconds behind when Aerosmith fired into the pit. So that's the battle for 1, 2, and 3.
Stop go 10 for Brad Robinson.
Yep, that was a huge cut before. Yeah, it did look funny, that hole off. It looked like the pedal was stuck flat or something like that. We'll hear about it during the week and clear that up.
Oh, no doubt. Tough
stop for Stewie Aerosmith, guys. 8 seconds on the jacks. It's going to see him around 41 seconds outright. Picture perfect. 40 seconds outright. So very efficient in and out of the lane.
Is he clear of any traffic? That's the other problem that he's going to have. It looks like he's nice and clear, got his own bit of track.
Come out in front of Steve Melling and John McDonald, so proper clear. Makes turn 1 chicane very
neatly, very neatly.
Very important on that outlap. So this outlap is as important as the in-one, guys, and Stu will know it. He'll be conscious of what the 5:59 car of John Carter's doing, because that is who I believe he's going to battle with tonight. Vic Chan, just after that readdress or that situational address there at the start, is just checked out comfortably.
So yeah, interesting situation there. As you see, Smith come out in front of Melling and McDonald. Melling and McDonald both got drive-throughs early in the race there.
Yep.
And still have not done their official CPS, guys. So
Chan has not covered off.
As much as it looks like they're in touch, they are definitely not in touch. So
Chan has not covered off the pit stop from Stuart Smith, guys. Gone around again, as has John Carter.
Yeah, and backs it up with a 48.8. However, Carter with a 49.9 is not the best lap we've probably seen out of... it's about a second slower than his best lap, actually, Carter. So maybe the time Aerosmith will be rubbing his hands together. In the interim, from the pit lane, I know he's still got to make a stop, but Shane Fodero to P3 provisionally, guys.
Yeah, it's doing an incredible job. It was a great fight back. What we expected from Shane, honestly.
Yeah, but are we still looking at that Lucas Fodero, delta? Like, where is that time?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's very close.
27, 37. Look, he's got enough in the bank he's
got Saar.
Actually, Lucas, no. I think Lucas Saar, 21.
He's got a shot in, hasn't he? He's got to look in.
28 plus 10, 38. It's 41 seconds, guys. It's 41 seconds. So
right
Lucas Saar's got enough at the moment. If he keeps pressing on, last lap round was a 50.4. Fodero's last time was a 49.4. I tell you what, if Shane goes shortly, he'll be vulnerable to Saar. However, if he stays out there for as long as he possibly can, given that there's only 6.5 minutes left in this race, boys,
yeah, that's it.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight for top 4 between Lucas Saar and Shane Fodero for sure. Well spotted, Rusty.
Yeah, it's a funny race because of the incidents at the start. We had multiple cars starting from the pits. We had multiple drive-throughs.
Chan to the...
Yep.
So Chan's in the pits. Critical stop.
Yeah, and it really has upset the, I guess, the flow of this thing. But as we expect, we got to the back. We see some gritty drives from the likes of Fodero. Obviously, Melling McDonald still to make the official pit stops. Give you an update on Chan.
Good stop.
Oh,
Quick stop.
I'm not sure it's not too good, guys. 5 seconds. Did he get enough fuel in it? Yes, he did. Oh, that's fast. That is so fast, boys.
He should come out.
38 seconds. I thought 40 was good from Stewie Aerosmith.
Yeah, Aerosmith's only just come onto the straight now, so...
That is impressive stuff,
Time gained. Super fast in-lap from Chan. Fastest lap of the race just a couple of laps before. Doing really well.
And she's the highest top speed with John McDonald at 288k an hour.
And McDonald in the pits too, mind you, guys.
So a 6-second gap, 5 minutes to go. Aerosmith will be ruining that accident at the start, that mistake that he made at the start of this race, I feel. But there is another race coming up, and hey, P2, if he can hang on to it, it's obviously a very, very good result. So,
look, I think the battle from pit road is definitely going to be this Lucas Saar battle. Is really getting spicy, boys, because I'm still calculating the numbers, the live numbers that I've got on my screen. 11.4 seconds to Melling, and then 6 and 14. Oh, it's going to be tight, boys. It is very, very close.
And so Lucas still hitting some pretty solid numbers on his lap times there. And not letting Fodero get too far away. Be close. It's going to be close.
Yep.
As we wind down.
Parabolica, does he do it this lap?
Guys. John Carter in the pits in that battle for P2.
Shallow line.
Oh, here we go. Fodero's going to run in, is he? Yes, he is. So we got Carter and Fodado in. Critical stops here.
38k an hour he dropped down to, guys. So just remember that, because we often talk about the 1%ers. Now the 1%er would be coming into first gear and dropping no lower than 49.
Sa's just gone through a scary, boys.
This is going to be tight. Where is Aerosmith? Aerosmith through on Carter.
Fodado's just pulled it up in the pit box. John Carter is
leaving.
On
his way out. Yep. We'll get on Sa now. Coming out of the parabolic car.
Fodado is moving.
Oh, this is going to be close.
To hit the pit exit line now.
This is going to be close.
Fodado with a 5-second stop and 9 seconds.
He's in big trouble here. Right. Big trouble.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Sa pass.
And who's with Sa? Damien Jones.
Damien Jones.
Good driving.
Albeit out of position. Beautiful drive there from Sa so far. And I believe probably, where is Vic Chan? He's just coming through the Lesmos now. So we are only going to have 3 laps in this, guys. Hang on a sec.
So Sa and Jones. Jones still yet to pit, so he's out of the equation. But Sa,
well, he's offering a little bit of a buffer zone, isn't he?
Oh, well, he is, without a doubt.
Sa would be loving it.
Look, and he won't get blue flags either, guys, because he is on the lead lap.
He is in position. That's right.
Yep.
But with only 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen, here at round 7 of the Asrnz 2024 Race of Champions at Monza, the Fezztival. Look, plenty to play for. 2 minutes to go. And it's getting hot. It's getting hot.
It is getting hot. And look at that 227 car tucked up underneath the wing as they hit the Parabolica. He doesn't care that he hasn't stopped yet. He's right in this with Lucas Sa. And Fodado's tucked right in there. And I'll tell you what, if Damien Jones goes one more lap here, that could be to the benefit of Shane getting the draft. However, expect to see that. Here he is, Damien Jones in the lane.
So he's got 1 lap to survive here, I suspect. Lucas Sa, depending on where Chan is. We may get another one after this one. Yeah, we'll get another lap in after this one.
Yeah, copy that, mate.
Oh, Sa. Look at Fodado coming. With 1 minute and 20 seconds to go. They're going to get this 1 lap in, are they? No, they're going to get 2 more.
Yeah, one more after this.
This one and 1 more with Chan already across the line.
Great drive from Nev Shields. He's not that far back from these boys too. So
yeah, he's done really well. That's what you need to do if you're, a mid-pack guy, if you're in the Pro-Am or the Am class. If there's some kind of accident that happens at the top of the field, you don't look twice at it. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You take that opportunity and score.
Of course you do, yeah.
That's going to shake up the Am Championship. With Nev getting such a good result.
Very much. So, and Melling's still holding off McDonald too, boys, for the 10th position. So that was a battle that was pretty inspiring through the mid-phase of this race. But Steve-O coming out on top there.
Guys, I don't know how much longer Lucas is going to be able to hold out Fodado here. It's getting very close.
So we got Chan just running through the Parabolica, guys, as you mentioned that, Rusty, to run across for the final lap. 15, 14, 13. Does he back it off? No, he
I was wondering if he would.
Oh, he's going to run it. He's going to...
He couldn't afford
to. He had 6.2. He didn't have enough time, boys.
And here we go as we watch Sa run down to the Parabolica with Fodado. Sa runs wide. Immediately, we've got a battle on our hands. Final lap for these two. It's a drag race down to 1. It doesn't get much better than this, ladies and gentlemen. The Fezztival.
The Fezztival. Bit of damage on the Sa Ferrari. I think that's going to do him in here.
Yeah, look, the biggest thing he can do is try and make Shano just outbrake himself here into the chicane and do the cutback. But a little bit of contact at the first phase. He's still right there.
Very
clean. And that is Shields in the background. Just getting a bit of a wriggle.
Really well executed pass there from Fodado.
Oh, look, 101 stuff there, guys.
Yep, beautiful. However, no such problem up the front for the 333. Vic Chan, car out there doing the business, holding a 6.3 second margin over Stewie Aerosmith, and then another 9 seconds back to John Carter. So where is Fordo via Carter? Okay, so Carter's heading down to Ascari, and Fordo just coming into the second of the Lesmos. So last lap, I think that will cement the position, barring disaster. Lucas hasn't given up on it though, boys.
Nah.
He's not afraid of making moves on the last lap either, by the way.
No,
Lucas,
mate. I'll tell you
if
what,
it's there, he'll have a crack.
He is right there. Run it wide out of Ascari, Lucas. Let her rip. Let that thing eat. And there you go. Vic Chan claims the victory here in race 1. Over Stewie Aerosmith.
Aerosmith not that far behind. Carter just coming out of the Parabolica. But Fardo, the battle is between Fardo and Saar. Saar backed off a little bit through Ascari there, but out of the Parabolica. Shane Fardo, great battle between these two guys throughout the race and in the pits.
Very good battle.
Neville Shields, great work from Nev there. I think that might have been Wilton that was just tucked in behind them, out of position.
It was Wilton in between there. And then Phil Turner backs up the great start. Saw him running legitimately as high as P4 and actually finishes this race in P7 ahead of Vaughan Martin in 8th. And then, as I mentioned, Steve Melling has actually gained another position there, P9 now, so we've had someone drop pretty late in the piece there.
Oh, okay, so McDonald's gone back past Simpson, so Melling, look, and we called it through the race there, guys.
Yes,
with
Simpson
Melling.
rounds out the 10, and then McDonald. So McDonald drops back one spot.
Jones across the line, and Mikey King coming around the Parabolica now out for 13th, Wilton in 14th, and Brad Robinson still in the pits after a very unlucky race from him, J-Man. And Rusty, maybe a little bit of a technical issue there for Brad as they round it out there.
So first cab off the rank, boys. We'll get this quick fire hot box underway.
Let's do that.
And first guy in the box tonight who managed to steal third position is John Carter. You got us on comms, John?
I do. You got me, boys?
Mate, solid race. Hey, look, you look fast all night from official practice right up through to quali, right up to the race. Very, very quick, mate, in the same equipment. You'd have to be happy with your performance up to this point, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm happy. A bit mixed. Race wasn't quite as good as I hoped. I wasn't particularly consistent, but I mean, hey, podium, chatting to you guys. I mean, what more could I want?
Yeah, I mean, like the start, mate, was brilliant. Obviously, we saw Stewie hold off Vic for a little bit, and you were right in there. It was a trio, and you had very quickly had around about 4.5 seconds down the road to Phil Turner. So you guys broke away, obviously, with a few upsets, pit lane starts from some guys, and then a few early drive-throughs through out of position off the start procedure. However, it was the trio, yourself, Stewie, and Vic, that checked out. And look, at the end of the day, you made no mistakes after that, mate. You just brought it home, maintained that third position, no threat, but plenty of challenges in the early phase. So well done, John.
Yeah, cheers, guys. It's a bit of a shame with some of the guys starting from the pits and the drive-throughs. Probably robbed you a bit of a show, but hey, I had to just focus on what was in front of me. So yeah, I feel pretty good.
It's not a shame when you get a podium, mate. Don't worry about that.
Sentimentality.
Mate. Don't worry about that shit.
No matter how you get it, you go and earn it, John. And mate, give that thing a tune-up, mate, and refreshen up and get ready, because I'm pretty sure this next one's going to be every bit as tough, if not tougher, mate. So well done.
Great job, mate.
Cheers, lads. Thanks a lot.
John Carter, everyone.
JC there from P3. And then we shall bring in a guy that's probably going to rue the moment down to turn 1 that he had to yield the lead. However, very, very fast race car, very fast race driver tonight is Stewie Aerosmith. You got us, Stewie?
Copy, guys.
Mate, first off, congratulations on the pole. 48.3 was a very, very impressive lap, mate, coming off of a double victory last week. Carrying the confidence, Stewie.
Yeah, I don't know where that lap came from. That was 3/10 quicker than what I'd done in any practice sessions, so it's just a freak. But I did use Vic as a bit of a carrot, so yeah, it was good. Yeah, made a boo-boo. I braked at my GT3 braking point,
Ouch. Yep, noticed. Noted.
Yep. Brain fart there. So, no, congrats to Vic and JC there. A little fluffy in the pit stops too, but no, I'll take that. That's wicked.
Yeah, you need to deploy a parachute here at turn 1, don't you? And these things, they don't like stopping, do they?
Yeah.
So I thought your pit stop was very impressive with I think with a 8-second and a 40 outright, but then we saw Vic go 5 seconds and 38 or 39 seconds, mate. Can you tune the pit crew up before the next one, Stewie?
No, it was all me. I can't yell at them. What I did is I rolled in and turned the ignition off, but I actually stopped about a foot from the pit board, so I had to get shuffled forward. The poor guys had to put down the tools and push me.
Righto, mate. Well, hey, look, nothing short of impressive though. It's like you can only go one step better, which is what you did last week, mate. So give it a good tune up, mate, and
I think you owe him a case of beer after that too, by the way. I think that's the rule, isn't it? So you better get out there after the race, mate.
Pretty much. But hey, all the best in the next one, Stu. It's great to see you performing at the level you are, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Great job,
Awesome.
mate.
Stewie Aerosmith out of P2. But once again, a guy that often has the P1 seat embroidered with his name on it is Vic Stappen. You got us, Vic?
Hey, boys. Yep.
Woo, mate, you had to work for that one at the start.
Yeah, it was good fun. They all kind of gutted that he missed his brake marker, because it would have been a battle the whole way, I reckon.
Yeah, look, we could see you searching down the front straight heading into the first chicane, mate. And look, we know that you're not one to sit there and wait. You will have a go. However, great pace and quality from Stewie and yourself. And then the trio, yourself, Stewie and John Carter, really with those early upsets, really got to go and stretch your legs in this one. And then once you got through, no problems, mate.
Yeah, once I got the hang of it all, it came together. I just messed up my quali lap. I probably would have just pipped Stu in that quali session, but messed up the last corner. But yeah, kudos to him. And JC, I don't know where that pace came from. He just surprised me.
Yeah, and look, you ought to give your pit crew a shout out on the town and yourself a couple of drinks too, because 5 second stop and 38 or something outright, mate, was a very impressive stop on that one. It's probably the best we've seen all season, Vic. So,
yeah, I nailed that stop, but the pit entry was a bit, how's it going? I was a bit cautious.
Vic, I'm just wondering, is clear air the order of the day? Is it a bit tricky to follow these cars a little bit? Because it seemed like as soon as you got into clear air, your car just looked like it had a lot more balance and you were able to extract a little bit better times out of it. So I'm just wondering, no?
For me, it's all right. I don't mind chasing. Like, the aero wash doesn't affect it as much as it affects other people, I guess. For me, I enjoy sitting behind in the aero and trying to work and pass them.
Yep. Okay. Good shit. Well, start from the back then.
No, look,
no,
mate,
good stuff, mate. Great drive.
You got one hand on the trophy at the moment, Vic, and mate, just keep doing what you're doing because it's impressive to watch, mate. And all the best for the next one.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Yes,
good on you, mate.
Vic Chan out of P1, race 1 here at the Monza during this Fezztival. Rightos, we're still amongst the festivities here. We shall take maybe a quick break before we commence Q2 and race 2 very shortly. Davo?
Welcome back, everybody. If you haven't got it already, we are still at Monza. We're in Italy. We're driving Ferraris.
Italiano.
In Italiano. And we are at we are doing right now round 7 of the ASO in the 2024 Race of Champions, proudly brought to you by Race Command and Match Fit Entertainment. Everyone's driving a Ferrari. We are in Italy. It is Monza. It's crazy, but we love it. I hope everyone hit the like and subscribe button while we were away for that little break there. Jump on it. Get in the chat box. Give us a shout out, guys. The boys are in Q2 for race 2 after a cracking first race. Ladies and gentlemen, J-Man and Rusty Shackelford.
Yeah, no, just sort of having a look at proceedings out there, and did notice that, we picked up in Q1 that Stu Arrowsmith did use Vic Chan as a marker / carrot in that opening quali.
Well, he called it, didn't he?
Yeah, no such luxury for this one, because Stewie's out there. He's actually ahead of John Carter, but
got a little
not
traffic ahead of him.
Yeah, he's got a bit of traffic ahead of him. I think that is Kenny Simpson in the 68 car.
He's backed way out of that.
There's a gaggle.
A couple of standouts actually throughout the race. The first race there, guys. Obviously, Kenny Simpson and Steve Melling just punching above their weight there a little bit.
Phil Turner too, mate.
Phil Turner. Yeah, interesting start to the race. A couple of boys starting from the pit lane. There was a few drive-throughs. It did change the dynamic of the race somewhat. But, look, again, cream rises to the top. Stu Arrowsmith, John Carter and Vic Stappen, of course.
Yeah, driver of the race. The race 1 driver of the day for mine was John Carter, bringing it in P3. Yeah, there was a mishap or two that occurred, but you can't afford to sit around worrying about that kind of stuff. You still need to put a consistent performance out there. You still need to keep it on track. And he did that, and it's a credit to him because it could have been quite easy to kind of turn up your toes. He's in that hot battle for P3 in the championship with Stu Arrowsmith. So he's managed to, Arrowsmith has backed up his last round victory with a solid pole and P2 in race 1 here.
Yeah.
It would have been easy for Carter to, what am I going to do? 5th, 6th, whatever. No, just going to keep the pressure on, right? Just keeping the pressure
definitely.
on. So,
and another notable performance was
Shane Fodado, mate.
The Fodado Saar. No, yeah, but obviously Fodado from pit lane, but that battle between him and Saar, right down to the final couple of laps there was awesome.
Epic comeback from Fodado. Yeah. That's your other nominee for driver of the day in race 1.
For sure.
Yeah, and all above that you mentioned have huge dynamics, around obviously Shane's around 110 points in the championship ahead of Stewie Arrowsmith for P2. However, Stewie finishing a couple of spots ahead of him in that one. And then, we mentioned Carter shadowing Arrowsmith for a podium there, P2 and P3. Now, there's 2 points difference, so obviously that stretched just a little bit. Still got the drop round to consider, boys. But for me, that Melling performance to bring it home, I think, ended up bringing it home in P9. And then Shields.
P6 for Nev Shields, P7 for Phil Turner.
Now, Nev Shields and Steve Melling were 9.76 apiece with a drop round to consider. Very, very close and consistent on their average finish. That one's probably going to look much the same heading in. It'll be all about Watkins Glen or this race 2 for those two there. So Steve Melling be looking for a strong performance race 2.
Just shows too the strength that we have up and down the grid here at Asrnz. We're talking about a couple of guys who run in the AM class for our GT3 season.
Yeah.
Phil Turner is the current AM champion of the GT3s.
Yep.
I expect big things in that AM championship. We've been robbed of seeing Phil Davidson and his continued development here because of PC issues that he's had to sort out. So I'm sure he'll be back for the GT3 season. Another AM class contender.
Missing Phil Davidson, mate. Hopefully he gets back soon.
Yep, exactly. So it's a hot field in the AM class here at Asrnz, and I'm just looking forward to the GT3 season kicking off. But we still have half a round here and another full round at Watkins Glen to go, which is going to be your decider next week. So stay tuned.
Oh, and isn't Watkins just going to deliver? It races.
Great place for a finale, isn't it?
It races so well.
It does.
It's just one of those tracks. So
and
I
really
think looking forward to that.
Based on the stats, guys, I could be wrong, but I think we may see a bit of a Mercedes fest at Watkins Glen, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
It would make sense. I can see why it would be quick there.
Yeah, 707 plus horsepower at Watkins Glen if the BOP allows it.
And charging up the hill, leaving them for dead.
It'll be very quick from turn 1 all the way up to turn 5. It will be very, very fast.
A lot of people, a lot of the registered drivers have already used their Lamborghini tickets, so yeah, that will be the next quickest turn.
I think we've got a couple of Audis out there yet to go as well.
48.2 from Chan. That goes quicker than the 48.3 we saw from Stewie.
For sure. But just watching Carter on cams at the moment, just running across the line there, and still not putting a banker in. So back in 15th, and one of the podium getters in race 1. So yeah, look, he's really got to knuckle down here and get that banker with only 3 minutes to go, guys.
McDonald having a better quali in Q2, boys, up there provisionally in P4 with a 48.8.
Nice.
Very, very close to the number Stewie Aerosmith's run already.
Guys, I just want to draw your attention to Lucas Saar's Delta, which is screaming its head off at the moment.
Yep. Wilton as well, Rusty there, just want to note. And those two
Kenny
quite
Simpson.
Close as well in there.
Kenny Simpson half a second up on his best time.
Yeah, what's he in there on? He's in there on a 51.7, so he does need a fair bit more to break into the Martin sort of territory of 49.9.
It's Lucas Saar still. We've got eyes on him. He's coming into the Parabolica now. Another interesting line. Very tight on the entry for Lucas. Runs the car very... Yeah, but he runs it very wide on the exit, deals with it. We've seen multiple different lines there. It's just that type of corner. Puts it in 4th.
Yeah, pips John McDonald out of 4th provisionally on a 48.6. It's a good lap.
McDonald up on his lap.
48.1 for Vic Chan. So Aerosmith needed to improve, and he did. Look at that. Forodo, 48.60, 48.62. For Stewie Aerosmith, 48.65 for Saar, 48.68 for McDonald, 49 even for Steve Wilton. It is super close out there. For these,
look, as you would expect, all the boys in the Fezza tonight.
48.5 Carter.
So nice, good, close times.
Backs it up, goes to the front row provisionally, boys.
Isn't it great how this championship, this race of champions, you just
Carter's Delta.
He's screaming. He's going for pole here. If he keeps it up.
Yeah, and look, he went from nothing just before. I was just calling it. He hasn't done a banker yet. He just goes bam. I mean, I'm on the front row, and he's up on his Delta.
I just love the driver car combinations that can be unlocked in this championship, you know. And we did say it back in round 1. We said, you watch throughout the season, there's going to be one guy who just pops up on a weekend and he's racing, you know, top fighting for podiums, and you didn't expect him to be. And that's what we got right here. Carter connecting with the Fez.
We have seen some interesting strategies from the boys, and as we've talked to them over the driver interviews, Rusty and J-Man, it's a long game, isn't it? When you're picking you're running a different car every week. You've got to choose that car for that track, you know? So it's, very interesting stuff. Good work for Asrnz putting that package together for us here to watch. The three top runners out in front still with Vic Chan, John Carter, and Shane Frodo. Yes, J-Man.
We mentioned Kenny Simpson before. We asked more of Kenny. He was on a 51.7. I said it was a long step to get to Vaughan Martin, who was in the 49.9 bracket. However, Kenny Simpson, get this, Vaughan Martin 49.93, Kenny Simpson 49.96. So he's right on the cusp of the 10 right now. Frodo, the only one out of the front three at the moment, boys, with anything to talk of as far as the deltas. He is got about a quarter of a tenth up his sleeve. Comes down to whereabouts is he? He's down, heading down to the Lesmos now, and he's got around about a half a tenth.
Turner's still out as well, up on his delta, guys. The rest of the boys in the pits.
Carter's in trouble here from Frodo.
I believe he is, Rusty, very much so.
He made a ton of time in the Lesmos.
Turner on a lap, as you mentioned, too, Davo, and I'll tell you what, the delta hovering green, then red, then green, and he needs the smallest of margin to actually elevate himself inside the 10 to back up that solid 7th position that he made in race 1. Will be great if he can get himself up there. He's carrying about a tenth and a half, 10th and 3/4, coming down the big straight to Parabolica.
That'll put him up in front of Wilton.
And this is what he needs to back this performance up. Gets it nice and tight at the Parabolica, runs it out wide. It's carrying around about 2/10 of a second. Frodo's still carrying about a tenth. So
watch Turner here. Watch Turner here.
P10
into 10.
Melling and Martin. And here comes Frodo. He is pretty much going to shadow his time. Doesn't quite do anymore. Still finishes out.
Yeah, so Asrnz into 4th position there, which is notable, ladies and gentlemen. So that is
the 4th.
Well, and I think we do have a special mention. Vic Chan being 4 tenths ahead of second place is not let's be honest here, but it is an out-of-the-box performance when you consider that the next 5 cars are separated by less than 8 tenths. So, late 800ths, pardon me, less than 1 tenth. 1 tenth difference between the next 5 cars.
Mate, that is close in anyone's language. I tell you.
I tell you what, Phil Turner should maybe close that shop every Friday based on his Thursday performance. He is closing the shop for what is a public holiday over here in NZ.
Very nice. Tomorrow. Well, that's what you do. You know, that's commitment. Right there.
That's when you go in and do stock take, mate. Back to work.
Well, you could take stock of the day and just have a couple of gins and process it all.
Copy. What are you looking at here? Yeah, what are you looking at here for the start of race 2, J-Man? I feel like the outside third line to be on. So often we see here at Monza, incidents are caused by someone getting pinched up on that that first right-hander.
Always.
They get squeezed up in there, and they have
Monza.
to jump on the brakes. The cars behind them jump on the brakes, and that's when you get all the problems. Whereas if you're on the outside, you can kind of swoop around that, or you can just go straight on, as we saw Asrnz do in race 1. So, yeah, I'd be a little concerned if I was Frodo here. He does have Carter and Asrnz kind of blocking his run to the outside line there. Feel like Chan, if he gets it, Chan's a really good starter generally. So Carter needs to be awake and make sure that Vic doesn't jump him straight off the start and make him vulnerable then to Frodo and Asrnz behind.
But does it beg the question? You don't really want to be side by side into the right-hander, do you? You know, like somebody's going to get the jump. You don't want to be side by side.
Yeah, no. If you're on the outside, it's okay, because you can then have the inside for the next left-hander, and then you're away, and you can get them that way. If you're on the inside, supposedly the inside is supposed to be the better line, but it's just not.
But we all look. I'm just speaking from experience.
Yes.
Just the bounce off the inside ripple strip on the right-hander from the inside car.
Pure death. Yeah.
Yeah, and it just affects the whole field.
Yeah.
So, interesting stuff. It is a Monza thing, ladies and gentlemen.
And great to see a resident artist and fellow supporter of Match for Entertainment as far as our media artwork and everything goes behind the scenes. Nick Firth tuning in, and I saw what you did there, Firthy. Quali was anything but a snooze
Very well.
I see. I got it.
Look, I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys. I've just listened to you guys call the race start proceedings around the defence of the way that they go through that right-hander. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say race 1 was far too civil down to 2
was very civil.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm calling it right now.
It's going to change right now, isn't it?
Car 25 from row 3, big on the brakes, down the inside. Gives one to Fodado. Fodado gives one to Chan. Stewie takes the lead. There you go.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Look, put money on it. Light the chat box up. What do you reckon? How's this going to go? It is. We are at Monza. It is T1. All the boys in the Ferrari for the Fezztival. Thanks for joining us, Fezztival. But look, this is going to be exciting. I totally agree. Very gentlemanly like, although a little bit of a tricky start to the race 1 with a few boys starting from the pit lane. But
looks like we've got Robertson in the pits again. But I don't think he went out for qualifying either.
No. But very gentlemanly like. I just sort of got that feeling like J-Man. It's going to be a little bit different in race 2. I think we are up for the chaos we would expect here at Monza, ladies and gentlemen. It is the 2024 Asrnz Racer Championships. It is round 7. We are at Monza for the Fezztival. It's just going to get hectic, guys. It's just going to get hectic. Awesome stuff. Proudly brought you.
Shane to snag P1's his birthday. Righto.
Look, we got to mention the sponsors. We'll pay the bills. We got to thank Race Command. Look, all the links will be in the description on the YouTube. Got to thank Race Command. Obviously, Match Fit Entertainment. That's us 3 clowns here for bringing you the broadcast. Hit the like and subscribe button, guys, and your notifications, and get involved. Look, this is the second to last round, the penultimate round, before we hit the main game again, the GT3s here at Asrnz. Match Fit Entertainment, obviously got plenty going on other than this, which we will get into a little bit later.
Yep, if it were golf, this would be moving day. The round before the last round. Vic is currently leading the championship, and he's putting on a very professional performance today. Winner of race 1, pole in race 2. Ideally, you want to find your place in the championship before the last round. You know what I mean? If he can give himself just a little bit of breathing room over Fodado, his direct competitor. Fodado obviously had that unfortunate start in race 1, fought his way back, huge fight back to keep the championship alive. But obviously Vic's doing everything he can to, more or less make it as
things difficult.
Yeah, make things very difficult at the Glen.
And look, all of us actually looking forward to the Glen. We know how well that track races, and what a fitting circuit to have the finale at, as the boys start to form up here.
Hopefully we see a better start here. I don't see anyone in the pits except for Robertson, so the rest of the grid should be fine. They should be in their positions. Let's hope we all get through this clean. They're holding very well at the moment.
They are holding well at the moment. Through the parabolic car. On the formation lap. Yeah, look, I am too. I'm just like, I'm hesitating. I don't know what to say.
I've gone and made a bold prediction. Part of me hopes it doesn't come true.
All I want to say is there's going to be chaos, but these guys know what they're doing. It is the Asrnz 2024 Racer Champion Series.
Really flirting with the commentator's curse these days.
We are. So are. As we see Chan, we got a green Chan with a good run. Who is that? Smith looking to put pressure on Fodado immediately. Lucas. Oh, tidy stuff, so guys. Look at these. How clean does that get?
Very professional. Little touch of rub at the back there.
Right at the
little
back.
gizzing at the back of the field, but that's okay. We'll allow it. We are in Italy. to passionate land.
I tell you what, that was
Mate.
as good a turn one at Monza that you'll ever see, because that was super professional, super respectful.
And
Well,
still
Carter
forceful,
blows
Carter
the
wide.
first chicane.
But yeah, look, there was definitely looking for contention. That in the background, that is Wilton Saar. Oh no, that is Wilton McDonald Saar as well. So Wilton putting pressure on McDonald immediately. Jarkus dropping a position there just in the background. That is Kenny Simpson just tucked in behind Phil Turner, Vaughan Martin, Neville Shields, Mike King, Brad Robinson still in the pits, ladies and gentlemen, as we just watched Damien Jones side by side with, I think that's Belling, gets around the outside into Ascari. Lap 1, race 2. Asrnz 2024 Race of Champions. Get involved, guys.
Martin with a run on Simpson too, out of Ascari. Very good run. But
Martin's on the outside though. Oh, and Martin makes it work.
Around there.
Simpson, ever the gentleman. Chan out in front as they come across for the first lap. Out of the Parabolica and across the line. Start finish straight. Chan, Carter, Fronado, Arrowsmith, all over Fronado immediately.
Stewie with a big look down the inside of Fronado, and I'll tell you what.
You got it, make. Oh, it's that inside curb. Look, it's so careful again. Super clean stuff. Look who's right behind. Lucas Saar, John McDonald.
Look at the drive from Stewie Arrowsmith out of the first chicane. Such good acceleration.
He knows
he'll pressure Fronado down to the first chicane here.
He knows he's got the pace to run with Chan and Carter, so he'd be thinking, I've got to get past Fronado here.
Fronado holding me up, yep. So Carter already with some mistakes. Saar having to take an evasive action there from the back of Arrowsmith's car. It's allowed McDonald through, and that's
stop
now
go 30 from King.
And that's Wilton now tucked in behind.
That's McDonald.
It's on. So McDonald got past, and Wilton got. Oh no, Wilton didn't get past. It was McDonald. You're right there, J-Man.
Oh, this gaggle, McDonald, Saar, Wilton, Jarks, Melling. This could get ugly very quickly, guys.
Yeah, and the other thing as well. So Steve Melling just up the road too from Nev Shields back a bit in this one. So that, like I said, they came into this round level pegging on points. Vaughan Martin. Really, really wide and loose out of Ascari, manages to gather it up.
What a save that was. That was incredible.
A big shot.
That was years of bashing coming to the fore there from Vaughan Martin.
And
rescuing that.
Wilton just allowing Jacques past in the process there, down into the Parabolica.
Very impressed with John Carter at the moment. First standing flying lap, Vic Chan 48.7, 48.9 for Carter, staying well in touch with Vic Chan at the moment. So this is a breakout round for me for John Carter. I think as you've aforementioned at the back end of that, our takeouts of race 1, certainly a great performance from John Carter.
It's always been knocking on the door for a weekend like this, hasn't he? He's been there or thereabouts. We talked before this.
Steve Wilson,
so Arrowsmith. Oh, and Lucas Saar tucked in behind McDonald as well with Jones.
Yeah, Wilton in the pits, Shields in the pits.
So we got, the Fronado, Arrowsmith, John McDonald.
Jones.
And then John McDonald, Lucas Saar. Jones battle is epic.
You couldn't have got a cigarette paper between the two of them down to that first chicane.
Mike King in the pits there, J-Man. And Melling tagged onto the back of that battle, currently running in 8th position.
Yeah, that's King into service stop go 30, Davo.
So Arrowsmith, Fronado, it's on. Very respectful from both of these guys.
If I was Stewie, I'd get out of it, mate. I'd get this pit stop done because he's been held up by Shane, but he hasn't got enough to get past him. It's me.
Two totally different driving styles from these guys. Like Shane, very loose in the car, a lot of sideways.
didn't see Greeny's comment there, guys, but yeah, you're correct there, Greeny. I think he should go, mate. 100%.
Oh, definitely.
I was watching Asrnz chasing Chan in race 1, guys, and it looked to me that Asrnz was probably a bit stronger in the second sector.
Yep.
Whereas Chan had the ultimate pace down the straights and in the faster section. So around the Lesmos and stuff, I think Stu makes a little bit of time, but then he loses it. And I think we're seeing that play out here as well.
And Jones down the inside of one.
Too wide.
And that's Belling tucked in behind. That was epic.
Yeah,
allowing McDonald to get away.
Yeah, it is. Now, the importance of Stewie Aerosmith via Shane Fodderdo, guys, is the John Carter factor. If he can undercut Shane and potentially make some margin early and try and get himself in between Carter, Carter in between himself and Fodderdo, it plays in, because remember we talked about the 2-point swing.
Yep.
For Stewie Aerosmith and John Carter. So this is, he's racing John Carter tonight. He shouldn't be racing Shane Fodderdo. No. So he needs to
100%.
Take that from front of mind, put it to the back and go, righto, how do I make my fastest race time? And it's not sitting in behind Shane Fodderdo.
No, you're right. And we're 23 minutes to go in this race. It's about this time that you'd want to pull the trigger, because every lap that you leave it now, I feel like you're letting that gap extend and extend and extend. So
yep.
I'd be pulling the trigger this lap. I agree with you. See if he comes in. See how strong the Aerosmith car is under brakes.
Yeah, very, very good.
It's well set up.
And so if that's where his strength is, then he can't do anything with it with the Fodderdo car in front.
Correct.
So got a little bit of tunnel vision as Stu at the moment, just on the car in front. Easily done. It's easy for us to say up here in the box what would make a great race strategy. But in the heat of it, he could be just there enjoying the battle too, boys.
Definitely. That is McDonald in the background. Yeah, in a 73 car. So, and McDonald, no slouch, seasoned champion, J-Man, as we all know.
Lucas Saar in the pits, guys.
Just trying to tag onto the back of that. Now, Lucas Saar was definitely in one of those situations, like we're calling with Aerosmith, that needed to come in. He was getting held up.
Wilton coming down the straight, so this will be tight with Saar, I believe.
5 and 39, boys. 5-second stop and 39 outright.
This is close. Look how fast Wilton is drawing up on the back of Saar here. He's going to be right on him.
As long as Saar can stop this, he'll cover this off.
Oh, a little deep.
So that was a positional change done through a great pit stop, guys. If you remember, Saar was behind Wilton prior to the stop, so that is legit. But look at the pace. Farmer's coming.
With the warm tyres.
Yeah, he is right in this, guys.
Saar only needs another half a lap or so to get those tyres back up to working temp.
Yep.
There was a little discussion amongst the drivers before we started tonight, guys, that the tyre life, you only really get ultimate pace for about 3 laps out of these tyres, and then they just consistently slide down the hill. So you want to get your moves done early. I think that translates to me. Get your moves done early and then hold later in the race. And you don't want to be attacking at the end of the race.
Stewie Aerosmith to the lane, boys.
Critical stop here from Stu.
Also, John McDonald. Shadows have in. Actually made a bit of ground on the way in the lane too, boys.
Yeah, I thought McDonald was getting held up there a little bit as he sort of ranged up.
Just watching Stu Aerosmith's pit stop here, we know we heard from him ourselves that he was disappointed with his stop. He's going to have to buy the crew a case of beer after the race tonight. If he can bring it home for a podium, he may get away with a bottle of bourbon instead of a case of beer. So, see how we go here.
Just maybe.
Wants a clean stop.
5 seconds for John McDonald.
I thought 7, 8. We're in Italy.
8 seconds for Stewie Aerosmith.
It's a sloppy stop from Stu. That's 2 cases of beer and a bottle of scotch now for the crew.
And he loses position.
To John McDonald.
And look who's ranging up. Lucas Saar and Steve Wilton.
That's a steak dinner for the rattle gun guy who had to push him back.
Oh, he's right on his bumper.
That is super close there.
McDonald.
Beautiful stop from John McDonald. We often reference him as the 1%er guy.
Yep.
And proves it once again. Right there, J-Man.
Whenever you're racing... Sorry,
outright
Jamie.
pace, he's going to struggle, guys, because
Just let him through.
His fastest lap is his fastest lap is a 49.2 versus Dewey's at a 48.9. So I think there's probably more consistency, and like you mentioned, he let him through. Knows that that's probably not where the battle is. So that's good for Stewie Aerosmith. Unfortunately, unless Carter has a really snaggy stop, I think it's going to get worse. So Fodado last lap round 48.7, which is matching the pace, slightly quicker actually, although Vic Chan just does a 48.5.
Well, there you go.
So Fodado's got sights on Carter, guys. That's where his race strategy is looking at, I think.
Guys, you cannot underestimate how big that was for Aerosmith that JB let him through. Now, we could discuss it all day. I suspect JB, being the gentleman that he is and running the limited program in this season, in this series, said, I'm not going to get in the way of this. You've got a championship. You go for it. The pace is good. But that is such a huge boon for Aerosmith, because if he had have been held up by JB for 2-3 laps, it's bye-bye podium. Now he's right back in the fight.
Yeah. And it wouldn't have been just 2-3. It would have been 5, 6, 7. Right?
Yeah, because he's hard to pass, JB. That's the other thing too.
Yeah, look, I think his still, though, guys, I'm just going to say it, I think his only chance of a podium tonight, though, is if Carter and Fodado get engaged in a dogfight and they slow each other up, because Fodado was actually making a little bit of margin on Stewie prior to the pit stop, and obviously an 8-second stop isn't picture perfect. If Carter and Fodado come in and do 5-second stops and 39-second trundle outright, that'll seal the deal.
Yep, that's very true.
However, all he can hope for right now is that Fodado gets Carter and
holds him up a bit.
Well, and maybe potentially passes him, and then it's basically a role reversal almost of race one, so to speak. You know, Carter was one position behind Aerosmith. Now Aerosmith potentially would be one position behind Carter. So might be status quo coming out of the round.
Yeah, and it's those little things here at Asrnz. It's those little things that separate you so often, because it is such a clean league. Pit stops, 8 seconds as opposed to 5 seconds on the jacks. But you can't afford to rue that now. You've got clear track. Head down, quali laps. Let's do like 3 or 4 push laps back to back and see how it pans out. You got to make that time back.
Yeah, because the mistakes don't happen on track. That's what you're saying, isn't it? It's like it's in the pits, So yeah, very tidy stuff from these guys, and we just saw it in the opening laps here. Really intense stuff. Lap 1, T1 here at Monza, all in Ferrari, so equally paced cars. And
got through clean.
Super clean stuff, as we see Vaughan Martin just
in
roll
the lane.
into the lane there, guys. Lucas Sarr covering from Wilton, actually, as we speak.
Yeah, and update on John Carter versus Shane Fodado. I can tell you, last lap times 48.7 to be the fastest lap of the race. That last lap round was John Carter versus Shane Fodado's 49.2 at a cut lap at best too. So Shane having a little incident on lap 7. So,
gee, when you're in Carter's position and something like that, when you've got those 2-second gaps, often they can be harder to defend than someone that's right up behind you. Because you're watching the delta the whole time. You're watching the relative.
Well, you're not watching your mirror. You're watching the delta. Yeah, that's
so if you've got someone bearing down on you, say just over a second behind, and they make a little mistake and lose 5 or 6 tenths, you see that gap on your relative, and you're like, oh, thank God. Yes, let's go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's once again thank Asrnz for bringing us their wonderful 2024 Race of Champions, proudly sponsored by Race Command and Matchfit Entertainment. It is round 6. It is the Fezztival. Everybody in a Ferrari at Monza.
Oh.
And out of Wilton's car here. Looking out of the front here, Sarr with a little bit of a wriggle through it, Scully.
He's going to have to work hard to stop it.
Wilton, ever the gentleman here, he knows he's not quite in the championship, but neither is Sarr.
Holds him shallow.
Going for the over-under here.
So here we go.
Yep.
Oh, Wilton loose.
Oh, very loose, but he's still got the run.
A lot less rubber there on that inside.
It's a drag race.
Yeah, look. Saar will get across the cover here.
Wilton did the right thing. He knew that Saar was probably likely to overshoot the braking zone, and he could just tuck it up the inside, but just couldn't get the drive out.
So nice stuff. Again, we see some really
great exchange.
Great exchanges between these guys on what is probably a difficult track in these cars. You guys have been calling it through the night. Massive top speeds from the Ferrari down the straightaway, guys.
Very deceptive when you're trying to pull it up for turn one, J-Man, in this thing. You're going faster. It goes faster than you think it does, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? You're feeling in the car, and you feel like you can brake a lot later than you do. And, a lot of times you're pulling it up, you're clenching, and you're like, oh, come on, that's a bit tight. So
please stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one you've got to kind of coax. It's like you've got to coax the bunny out of the burrow kind of car. I'm not sure it's one that likes to be wrangled.
Asrnz with the fastest terminal speed out there tonight for race 2 so far, boys. 289 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, it's smoking.
That's some quick stuff there, right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Gee, how impressive. I know we've spoken about it a couple of times tonight, guys, already. Just reflecting on John Carter's night so far, how impressive is this? Currently running P2, qualified, on the front row. It's good to see, these guys kind of popping up from making that jump to the next level. Yeah, and now racing legitimate. He is there legitimately at the front of this field.
Oh, for sure.
He's there on merit and on pace, and he's exchanging, fast laps with the likes of Vic Chan and Shane Foddado. So doing an incredible job.
Melling and Jacques in the pits, guys. Yep. So yeah, we're sort of winding down to the last. What have we got? 12 minutes, a little over halfway.
So Melling going to come under threat here as he leaves the lane from Nev Shields, his fellow combatant in the championship. These guys are level pegging for points. And as Melling breaks it into turn 1 chicane, he has got the company of Nev Shields right behind him, followed very quickly behind him by Vaughan Martin. Don't expect that battle to go away anytime soon inside the next 12 minutes. That will go the whole way, guys. But as Rusty mentioned, degradation quite the topic here with these Ferrari tyres, and Steve obviously just leaving the lane has got the best set out of those three, so hopefully he can make those work for the next 2 or 3 laps and make a bit of margin.
The left rear it gets a bit dogged here. The left rear gets a little shaggy
Carter to the lane,
the
boys.
end of the race.
So Carter, critical stop here, ladies and gentlemen, as we wind down towards the last third of this race.
So remembering the battle is, Asrnz coming through Ascari at the moment. Carter's on the jacks. What's the lap time look at? We saw Stu Asrnz with an 8 second
Carter out already.
Carter with a 5 second stop.
Huge gain. And Asrnz's just coming around Parabolica now. And he hasn't been able to break McDonald either. So I wonder if McDonald might think to himself, well, I might just have a crack at him back now. I've given him a chance.
Yep. 5 seconds and 38 outright. It does not get any better than that. We saw that from Vic Chan in race 1. So that is the optimal time. So picture perfect through the pits as John Carter kind of matches the performance that he's been giving tonight, guys. That he's just, I don't want to commentator curse the guy, but he is doing everything right.
It's not our choice, Jamie.
No, it isn't.
Look, Asrnz's got plenty on his plate though, because he's got McDonald like all over him at the moment. So
I was just going to say, Davo, that the gentlemanly figure that we've painted JB out to be, but a mere 2 laps ago, has seemed to go by the wayside, and Mr. Hyde has emerged from the castle. It looks like he's starting to get a little bit rowdy behind this orange Ferrari now, and I think he might want to. Okay, mate, now it's time for you to give it back.
He's making Stewie work for his money. He knows. Look, Stewie Asrnz could potentially be taking his throne, Rusty. So he's going, well, okay, mate, you're gonna have to work hard for it. So
yeah.
Here he is.
And speaking of breakfast crew, boys, Wilton dispatched Lucas Saar recently that I didn't quite see myself, and has now gone on to attack
Lucas.
Attack Damien Jones, or however, did we just lose?
No, that's John McDonald.
No.
I don't see Wilton on the
Damien
totem pole.
Jones was Steve Wilton was hard attacking Damien Jones, but we've lost him.
We've lost him. There you go. So dropped off the data there, guys. Yeah. Just as literally as you were speaking about
as I cursed him.
Talk about commentators' quirks like that. It's pretty hardcore. We watch McDonald ranging on the back of Asrnz again, down into 1 here.
Oh, he's right there, and look how good he is under brakes.
Yeah, I just wonder whether that McDonald Ferrari is running low wing, really quick in a straight line at the moment.
It wouldn't surprise me because Asrnz's car has been very strong in Sector 2. See, this little sector that we're coming up to now, Asrnz should skip away a little, but then McDonald will range him back in again at Sector 3. So you see how strong Stu gets around these corners. Although McDonald really get on the gas early there. He's going to put pressure on here at Lesmo 1.
Yep.
A little too deep to stick it in, but he's going to be right on him here unless Asrnz tucks it in nicely, gets good drive a little.
But look, McDonald can hold it tighter through the middle and on the exit point. So it looks like he's just got a bit more underneath.
Very sideways for McDonald there. We'll try and get a replay on that. Let's have a look at this
again, boys.
Just watch McDonald out of the second of the Lesbos here, out of the back of McDonald's car, out of Asrnz's car. McDonald very sideways on the replay.
Little bit late on the entry, probably a little bit blind to the apex there. However, guys, I'm watching with interest at the moment. I'm going to get a read any second on the 559 car of John Carter. Had an incredibly good pit stop. Had about a 2-second lead prior to the pit stop over Shane Fodderdo. Shane's last time, 49.3. John Carter's first flying lap post pit stops, 49.5. Couple of tenths difference. Now,
Smith close. Look, we've only got 7 minutes to go, guys. The time's running down here. Melling on Saar as well. Got about a second between those two cars. Probably the closest two cars apart from McDonald Asrnz at the moment on our deltas.
Yeah, there's still a battle to be had on pit road, guys, and it is Fodderdo via John Carter. That is not settled.
So it's Chan, Fodderdo, Turner.
Great job from Turner. Late pit stop strategy here for Phil Turner. Sees himself running in a legitimate P3 pre-pit stop, so that's going to shake itself out. But we saw the guy go P7 in race 1.
Chan holding a tight line through the parabolic car. 6 minutes to go. Runs again.
Fodderdo might be coming in this lap.
Through the parabolic car. No. Runs nice wide. Full speed.
He's going to have to. Fodderdo's going to have to do some really quick laps, I feel, to get
49.0
to make it work. Yep. Phil Turner, on the other hand, who's he going to be in a battle with, guys, when he comes out? What is the data on that?
Well, actually, just before we get to that, I'm watching the gap.
Turner in.
The Fodderdo Carter gap, J-Man, did you say it's about 40 seconds flat line to line?
Picture perfect is 38.
38.
Carter did it in 38. So mate, Carter's still in the safe zone.
That's hard to beat, isn't it?
Fodderdo's still in the danger zone here, boys.
It's close, though. It's getting closer.
It is, and I can tell you.
Yeah, 5 seconds.
Comparable last lap. Shane Fodderdo, 49.0. John Carter, 50.2.
Ooh.
So every time that happens, I know we've only got 5 minutes to go. He's going to have to stop within the next 2 minutes.
Well, 4 seconds. 4 seconds he can make in 4 laps.
Yep.
He's not
going to get 4 laps before he's got to stop, though. So
as Turner leaves the pits, wrapped up by I think that's McDonald, Jacques, Lucas, and Steve Melling.
And Martin, so he's come out in front of before Martin, behind Martin. So it goes P11, but he's got a ton of pace on that car. He's going to go and put some pressure in the final 4 3/4 minutes on Vaughan Martin at least.
Oh, you would expect so.
But
it has to be a perfect stop here from Fodado when he does fire in. John Carter with a 5 second on the jacks, 38 seconds.
Yeah, it's as quick as you'll see, mate.
Yep.
Fodado stays out there again.
So, as usual, we see this battle of the pit stops, don't we, guys? This is another reason why this Asrnz 2024 Racer Championships is so good.
Oh, Vic's so quick to the stop. Locks the fronts up. And off the jacks. What was that? 5 second stop. That's impressive stuff. These guys, late in the season, round 7, super accurate on the stop, some of these boys.
Yeah, it makes such a difference when you get it right. Carter coming down the straight now.
49.5 last lap round for Shane Fodado, and then a 49.8 for John Carter. So I think John's I think he's done enough here, boys.
He's safe.
So 32 plus 7. Oh, it's actually going to be tight, boys. It is actually going to be tight. It's right on the button once again.
Going to need a perfect lap. A perfect stop from Fodado may get it done here.
Yeah, it may do.
So now the only car to stop is Fodado.
It's currently half a second down on his delta on his in-lap. We suspect this is the in-lap.
Coming through Ascari as we speak, keeping it nice and clean. Oh, as he runs a little wide. I nearly put it on.
This will be the in-lap, boys. This will be the in-lap. And I tell you what, you're right. It has to be oh so perfect.
Nice tight
line. Does he go out wide and then come back?
Yeah, pushes a little through into the entry to Parabolica there.
And it's all about coming down at 50 here, boys. Hard on the brakes. Down to 34.
Conservative.
Yeah, very conservative. Where is Carter, boys? Okay, so he's coming through Ascari now, about to head down the back straight. And he's only a 10th away from his personal best, actually bang on.
Great time to pull it out.
Run a number.
What a perfect time to pull out a personal best if he can do it.
Chan goes through Parabolica. He's going to round Shano up there. Shano's still on the jacks. What was the stop, Stewie? It was a 5 second stop for Shane Fodado.
It's picture perfect.
Here comes Carter on the straight.
Plenty of room. Fodado? He's on the gas.
Oh, it's going to be close.
He can't defend.
I think Carter's got enough here.
He's got to clear that blend line first. Fodado clean as a whistle on the exit there.
Tight.
And it's
they
on.
Should have this plus one more. Yep.
Doesn't get much better than this guy.
Well, I tell you, it's close to now behind McDonald and Asrnz that battle.
Well, so we will just stick with this Carter Fodado battle. Just try and get a gauge on how.
Well, Carter a little bit messy through that chicane there. Got a little bit wide on the entry. Compromised it in the middle. We see Aerosmith and McDonald sideways on the exit, leaving it in the back of shot. So Shane will be very aware that he's only got this one and one more. So this will be the lap to try and bridge the gap, and then the final lap will be the attack lap, boys.
There's not a lot of time here. As usual, wind like right down to the end, right down to the wire once again here with these guys.
Oh, Fodado a moment.
Big mistake there, well wide.
He gathered it up, didn't hurt him too much, but that's so close to death.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he lifted, so probably if he had some cuts up his sleeve, he would have used one there.
Gets that nice through the Parabolica. Leader, Vic Van, crosses the line. These guys not too far behind.
Fodado in the draft too, boys. That's pretty critical that he is in the draft zone at only just under 5/10 of a second. Carter trying to break the toe.
Yeah, there'll be nothing to this gap here in a moment.
McDonald, Aerosmith.
Oh, Aaron blows the chicane.
We'll just get a replay on this from the helicam.
I think McDonald he'll give that position up too.
McDonald. Oh, Asrnz covers in the replay there. McDonald to the inside and on the grass to try and get that advantage.
Just got in his mirrors, didn't he?
He did.
Just kind of faked him, deked him a little bit.
Fodeno's best opportunity, I think, boys, on this one. We've seen how strong Carter is through Parabolica. He needs to get the run through Ascari, get the good second of the Lesmos straight on the way out here and get a great run through Ascari. He picked up grass on the way out. That won't work.
You can see him pushing hard. Asrnz got a gap on McDonald as well. I think this is the way it's going to finish, ladies and gentlemen. Carter over Fodeno. Asrnz over McDonald. Vic Chan out in front. Round 7 at Monza here. The Fezztival.
And with a comfortable 8.3 seconds over Carter for the finish of this race. So just goes that little bit better in race 2. Does Vic Chan.
So no real pressure on this one. Running across the line here for race 2. Round 7 in the Asrnz 2024 Race of Champions.
Carter
nice work, Chan.
Solid performance.
Carter backs it up, like you mentioned, Jay. Fodeno on the chase for 3rd. We'll get to talk to him tonight. Asrnz.
And a 4th, which has championship implications, boys.
McDonald in 5th. Jones across for 6th in quick succession, as is Lucas Steve Melling, Neville Shields. These guys coming across hot. Very close race. Vaughan Martin running at the 10. Phil Turner tucked in behind.
Yep.
Kenny Simpson right there as well. Mikey King already in the pits, and Brad Robinson, a non-starter tonight. Had some troubles. Guys, what a freaking cracker that was.
Yeah, and look, I won't waste any time to bring down the man, Shano. What a great race, mate. Brought it home, P3. Gave it everything to run long for that strategy against John Carter, mate.
Yeah, it was close. I probably just had a slightly slower stop than I would have liked, but
no, it was picture perfect, mate. 5 seconds and 38. You can't do better than that, I can assure you. That was picture perfect, mate.
That is as quick as it gets.
I think maybe 2 more laps of making 3 to 5 tenths a second a lap, which you were, I think would have helped you. However, the clock wasn't on your side when it came to the end, mate. You did have to stop when you stopped. And we saw it was super tight down to the first chicane. But, mate, what an exciting race. You held off Stewie there at the opening part, and then went to battle with I guess with the clock and the pit strategy for John Carter at the end.
Yeah, it was definitely came to me. I was a little struggling on the heavy fuel, but yeah, it came to me in the end, and makes up for the first race.
Yeah, Shano, thanks for mentioning that. Congratulations on the podium, by the way. But I thought your great drive. You had a sensational drive in race 1. That was a great fight back drive. You kept it cool. You worked your way through the field. So just fill us in a little bit. What did happen at the start of race 1?
Oh, just my mirror was sort of cut in half, so I just wanted to turn the virtual mirror on, and so I stopped, had to go through the options, turn that on, and then I didn't make it back to my position.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, that was an epic drive in race 1. So a good recovery keeps you in the hunt for the championship heading into the last round, mate. Chasing down Vic. So best of luck. Congratulations, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
Yeah, shout out to OES too, mate. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, definitely.
You guys are a solid outfit, mate, and it shows after nights like tonight. Well done, Shano.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Shane Fodeno.
All right, and then a guy that was probably a little surprised about and humble about his race 1 performance. I think there'll be no doubt in your mind now, John Carter, you definitely deserve to be there tonight, mate, and backed up with a 2nd position in race 2. Well done, mate.
Yeah, I'm pretty buzzed with that. It's good, always good to back it up, especially after a few boys missing out on the first one. It's good to show that it was on merit, eh?
It was 100% on merit, mate. Like, you had so much pace, and then even at the back end, John, to defend against one of your fellow teammates out of OES and Shane Fodeno, you know how good he is, and look, mate, cool as a Kiwi. in the last lap, mate. You look solid the whole way through, mate. So well done.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah, Shano's no slouch, and he's willing to give it a send as well. So I knew it would be a tough one in that last lap coming out. I'd made a mistake a couple of laps before as well, so I knew it'd be close on the pit exit. So when I saw him coming out, and I was like, just like basically like willing my car to get past him. So it was just about edged him out the pits. So it was pretty sweet.
Mate, great drive tonight. A great couple of drives. You're right in the hunt. Stu Arrowsmith has just sneaked in front of you after his couple of wins back-to-back last week in P3 for the championship, but really strong round tonight, mate, and you've clawed some points back in the second race. And congratulations, really epic driving.
Yeah, no, it's been great. So, I mean, Stu's been on incredible form, so it's good to finish ahead of him. That's after his double win last week. But yeah, he's been rapid, so it's sets up a nice finale, and pretty pleased. First race with Vic's old gear, so comes with some pedigree.
Some new hardware on the scene,
so
John.
Got the upgrades from the factory.
It's working for you, mate, very much. It's always nice to get on new equipment and then really set the tone with it, mate. So well done.
Great way to start, yeah.
Yeah, well, coming from an old T300 and first direct drive wheel, I'm feeling things
wow, look at you.
Direct drive too,
big
mate.
game changer.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, look out. This means John Carter, look out for the GT3 season coming up.
Watch this space.
Yeah, I totally agree. No, fully earned on merit tonight. I feel like both of them, John. I feel like that was definite breakout performance. It's kind of, we've been talking up here, like we know you've got it. We know you've got the pace, and you proved it tonight, mate. So well done.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Can't wait to watch the stream back. I'm sure you did a cracking job as well.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate you, John. Awesome, mate. Enjoy that one and talk again soon. That is John Carter out of P2 for race 2. And hey, guys, it leaves the one and the only Vic Chan, who made it look a little bit easier, that one, and finishes by around 8.6 seconds in the second race. And, mate, where did the 48.1 come from in quali? Did you surprise yourself with that, or you knew you had it in you?
Oh, I knew I had it in me. I'm pretty sure you could get a 47. I was actually on for it on my final lap, but then I sent it too hard.
Oh, stop it, Vic. Yeah, he just showed it off.
That is impressive stuff, mate. And, hey, look, well done, on the double victory here tonight. But well done also, I've got to congratulate the team as well, OES 123 for that one.
Absolutely.
So brought John Carter and Shane Potter along for the ride in race 2.
Yeah, I noticed that. And in the second race, I was like, oh, that's OES 123. JC found some pace all of a sudden.
Yep. It sounds like a great trio to do some endurance racing in 2024 to me, Vic.
Well, we heard he's using your old spec gear. Is that, can you confirm or deny this allegation that's been swirling?
Championship winning gear there.
Championship winning gear. So that's sensational.
Yeah. Look what it's done straight away.
Look out, mate. I reckon he's coming for you. I reckon he's coming for you. He's going to beat you with your own gear.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I'd be happy for him.
Great drive tonight, Vic. Really solid. What we expect from you. And you've definitely put a stamp on this championship now heading into the last round at Watkins Glen. Yeah, you're giving yourself a nice little buffer.
Steve-O couldn't make some of the races. So
Yeah, because you guys were having a great battle.
Yeah.
But I would like to see that play out too. But you got to race what's on the grid, don't you? So
that's it. Yeah, I'm sure he'll turn up for Watkins Glen. I think he likes that track, so be happy to see him there and racing.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely.
Oh, that'll throw a spanner in the works for numbers.
No, definitely. And Vicky,
that'll be cool.
Are you looking forward to Watkins? Is it your track? Do you like Watkins?
No, it's not particularly my track, but I think I have the quickest car at the track. So.
What do you got lined up for us there, Vic?
Maserati. I haven't driven it yet, so
okay, there you go.
Okay, and as I was led to believe there's a few guys saving the Merc up for that one. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, I believe Slambo will be in the Merc, but he's got to muscle that thing in these high-speed corners, so I don't know how he's going to go.
Yep. Plenty of
horsepower. We'll go quick down
board.
the straight, if nothing else.
Yeah. Well,
good stuff.
That's car track. That should work, but we are looking forward to it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The finale is going to be
fun.
awesome.
I'm looking for it too.
Yeah, I'll expect you to be strong then there, Vic. A, you'll be strong anyway, but B, it with that Maserati at your hands, I'm sure that'll be impressive, mate. So looking forward to that. But well done on tonight, and well done effectively. I feel like it allows you to put your second hand on that trophy because it's almost a done deal. So well done, Vic Chan, on another great round win.
Awesome.
Well done, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Gee, you really are taking some liberties with the commentator's curse tonight, Glenn, I must say. You know, yeah, he's already won the championship. Don't worry about it. He's got both hands on it.
Just throwing it out there.
I'm just doing my best, mate.
Just trying to upset the universe, just enough.
You know, everybody behind him will thank me.
Absolutely. It's a lovely work.
There's plenty of checks in the mail, Rusty.
Oh.
Awesome stuff, guys. Some cracking racing. Super disciplined stuff for Monza. You know, like
surprise! What a surprise!
Yep. So yeah, awesome stuff, guys, and yeah, a pleasure as always to have you guys calling it here at Match Pit Entertainment, gentlemen. We are all looking forward to the Watkins, the Glen, the Boot. For next week, but we are going to have to wrap up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to have to thank everybody for joining us for the official coverage of Asrnz's Race of Champions, proudly brought to you by Race Command and Match Fit Entertainment. You just witnessed the Fezztival at Monza in the Ferraris. Thanks, J-Man. Thanks, Rusty. Good night, everybody. See you at Watkins Glen next week.
See you, lads.
Sing along, everyone. Hit the like and subscribe.